Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with the next update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows. This project was created years and years ago by Alexi. She is no longer posting on YouTube, but this is an amazing project and it's very well loved in the panning community. So this year I am doing it a little bit different than I have previously. I'm only working on 4 shades at any point in time, and I'm also working off of Laney's prompt list. So Laney created a prompt list to support this project a couple years ago as well. And it's basically just like you roll a prompt and you can pick whatever eyeshadow you want within that prompt. So it gives a little bit more flexibility on what you work on, which is what I like. So that's what I'm doing this year. And my goal is to hit pan, of course, but I can roll something out after 15 uses if I have not done so. And I think that's my main rules. When it comes to rolls ins, I can work on basically whatever I want. The only caveat I have is that I want to work at minimum 1 matte at any point in time. But yeah, I think that's about it when it comes to my rules. So I'm going to jump straight into the video. But before I do so, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So we're going to start off with the first shade. And this is an eyeshadow that I wrote in for the prompt. Starts with the letter R. So the shade I decided to go with, it's the shade Renaissance from Cleona, which looks like this. It is a beautiful kind of pink to peach to gold multichrome, and this is part of the pearlescent range from Cleona. So this is what it looked like at the first update. I had used it 4 times at this point in time. I had a little bit of use in it, nothing too much. The Cleona eyeshadows are very firmly pressed and they're also very pigmented, so you don't need too much of them. And here we are at the last update. At that point I had used it 3 additional times for a total of 7. So I had 8 more uses to go to hit my 15 uses. And this is where this one is today. And it might look a little bit different, not sure, I haven't looked at the footage yet. But I am happy to say that I have reached for 8 additional times for those total of 15. So this one will be rolling out due to usage. So yes, this eyeshadow here has been hit. Like, I've been using it 15 times. I'm really happy with that. It's a beautiful eyeshadow, and I really do like it quite a bit. But I'm happy to roll something else in. I'm actually wearing this one for the very last time today on my lower lash line. Because I had 1 more use to go, so I'm happy that I now hit my goal. It is a beautiful eyeshadow. I use it most of the time all over the lid, and it worked really nicely for that. It's a very kind of soft type of eyeshadow, so I did enjoy it quite a bit. Yeah, I do like the pearlescent range from Cleona, and I think it's a little bit underrated. My favorite shade of them is the shade Palace. That's an absolutely amazing eyeshadow, and this one is really pretty too. So I've been enjoying my time with this one. And I almost forgot, but here is the swatch of that eyeshadow, so you can see what it looks like. It's a really beautiful shade. Hopefully right there you can see like a little bit of the more golden shift, but that is the shade Renaissance from Cleona. So the next 2 eyeshadows that I have also rolled in 2 months ago, and they both come from this palette right here, which is the Odin's Eye Red Dragon palette, which was in collaboration with Judy. The first shade we're going to talk about is the shade Jade, which looks like this. And I rolled this one in for the prompt, a green matte. It's a beautiful kind of swampy type of green, which is what I like. And this is what it looked like after 1 month of use. I had used this one 3 times at that point. I think there was a little bit of like disturbance, nothing too extreme, but I could tell that I used it a little bit. Since that point, I have used this one 4 additional times, and this is what it looks like today. So I definitely can see a bit of a dip in this eyeshadow, but I am basically halfway there. I've used it 7 times now out of the 15 mandatory uses. And I don't think I will be able to hit pan within those uses, but I'm happy that I'm seeing a bit of a dip in it. It's a really beautiful shade, and I love wearing this one. And I won't show you the palette yet because, like I said, I have 1 more shade to talk about in here. But I will show you the swatch next, which is this one right here. It is, like I said, just like a swampy type of green. My favorite type of greens are these like warm toned ones. So that is the shade Jade, and I have been really enjoying it. Like I said, I have 8 more uses to go, which means that I'm not sure if I will have it out next month. That would be amazing because I always try to have things out within 3 months. But yeah, a green shade, 8 more uses. We'll see. I'll do my very best. Otherwise, I'm sure this one will definitely be out within 2 more months. The next shade in this palette and the 3rd shade in the project is the shade Amber from this palette. It looks like this. This is a shade that I wrote in for reminds you of autumn or reminds you of fall. Because this is like amber kind of color. It's a beautiful, warm, kind of a little bit deeper, rusty kind of shade. In the first month, I reached for this one 4 times, and this is what it looked like at the last update. Yeah, it's a really, really beautiful shade, and I was able to get a little bit of a dip in it after those 4 uses. It's more of a creamy shade, but it's very pigmented still. So yeah, that was after 4 uses, and in the past month, I reached for this one 4 additional times, and this is where it is today. So hopefully you can see right there that I was able to hit pan on the shade, which I'm so excited about. It means that we have 1 pan for this month, definitely. And yeah, it's a beautiful shade. It definitely reminds me of water, which is why I rolled it in for this prompt, and I have enjoyed my time with this one. And this is actually a shade that I hit pan on today. I knew I was very, very close. I wanted to wear it today one last time, and I was able to hit pan on it. It is the shimmer that I'm wearing on like the outer 2/3 of my lid. So yeah, I'm really, really happy, and I can now show you the palette, by the way. That is the shade Jade, and then we have Amber right there. So that is what the palette looks like now. And I now have 2 pans in this palette, which is really exciting. And of course, I'm going to get some more use of Jade, which means that I will definitely have at least a really, really big dip in one more shade in here. So I'm glad that I was able to show this palette some more love. And there we have that shadow. As you can see, it is really like truly a very rusty kind of autumnal shade, at least in my opinion. So that is the 3rd shade that I've been working on. Then the last shadow that I've been working on rolled in last month, and I'm trying to remember what prompt I rolled it in for. I think it was a shadow starting with G, but if I am wrong, I will put the true prompt on the screen right now. But I decided to go with one of my singles. So this right here is the shade Golden Girl from Shine by SD. It is a beautiful, beautiful kind of duochrome, multichrome eyeshadow. And I've really been enjoying this one. It has like a green shift going into more of a cool tone shift at an angle with a warm brown base. It's been very, very fun. It's very sparkly, and I said last month when I rolled this one in that I've been dying to pick the shadow up and use it. I've been seeing it in one of my magnetic palettes, so I wanted to reach for it. And this is what this one looks like today. I have reached for this one 3 times in the past month, so not the most. But I definitely am seeing a little bit more use out of it. These shades from Shine by SD have a star imprint on them, and that one is definitely gone, or mostly gone at least, especially in the center. So I'm happy that this one is looking a bit more used. So yes, this is what this one looks like, and I definitely have a lot more work in store for me for this shadow. But I'm happy about that because it's a beautiful eyeshadow, and I really, like I said, have been enjoying it. I am also wearing this one today on that, and that's the shadow that I'm wearing on the inner 1/3 of my lids. It's a really, really stunning kind of gold shadow with a twist. It is very, very impactful. You don't need very much of it, and it's just super, super sparkly too. That is the swatch of it right there, and hopefully you can see like just how metallic and shiny that is. And it's a beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow, and it's been such a blast reaching for this shadow. Like I said, I've been dying to reach for this one for quite a while now, and I'm happy to have an excuse to do so now when it's in a project. So we'll see how far I get with this one next month. I don't know if I'll be able to hit pan on this one within the 15 uses because it is so pigmented. But if not, I'll have a really decent dip on this one within those 15 uses. And since I have 12 more uses to go, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that next month. I will really try to focus on this shadow now though. So maybe I can have it out next month, and otherwise I'm happy to keep working this on for 2 more months because again, it is a really, really stunning shade, so I don't mind having it in for longer. So again, that was my color story for last month. Those are the 4 shades that I've been working on. And these are the 2 shades rolling over, and we have Jade and Golden Girl. So those are the 2 shades staying in, which also means that I'm going to have to roll in 2 new shadows to work on for the month of July. So I pulled up my Tiny Decisions app right here with my Pan Those Eyeshadows wheel, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick 2 prompts. Again, I have the caveat of 1 matte, which I already have in, so I can literally pick whatever I want. But the first shadow is In a Corner shadow. Okay, that's going to be easy enough. So that is the first shade, and then the second shade that I'm going to roll in is going to be, and the one I rolled right there was Blue Shadow Shimmer. Okay, so at least another shimmer, but blue shadow though, but that's fine. Okay, so we have Blue Shadow Shimmer and Inner Corner Highlight, or Inner Corner Shadow, which I think I will probably pick 2 shimmers for, but I will look through my collection, I will pick out 2 shades, and then I will be right back. So I'm back, and I have picked out my 2 shadows. So this is the color story now. Of course, I won't tell you what they are quite yet, but I will show you what the swatches look like compared to the old one. But yeah, let me show you what I introduced for the 2 new shades. So for Inner Corner Highlight, I wanted to go for something from a palette because I feel like it's something that's easy enough to incorporate, and yeah, I don't mind if they're a little bit more satiny, so I don't want to necessarily go for one of my indie shimmers, even though I have some beautiful Inner Corner highlights there too. But I feel like in general I have a tendency to roll in a lot of singles in this project, and I wanted to keep some palettes in as well. So the shadow that I decided to go with for inner corner shadow, which again is the swatch right there. It's quite a subtle swatch, but hopefully you can see it right there. Is a shadow from my Metropolis palette from Natasha Denona. So the shadow in here, if you know it, there's only really one true inner corner highlight shade for me with my skin tone, and that is the shade Queen right here. So hopefully you can see that I already have a little bit of a dip in this shadow, which is really good. So maybe there's a chance of me hitting pan on this one, even though it is a Natasha Denona shade. So that's going to be what I'm rolling in for inner corner highlight. I'm excited to work on it. It's going to be an easy shade to incorporate, and yeah, I feel like it's going to be maybe even big hit to go on next month, maybe not. We'll see, because I'm trying to pan inner corner highlight in my Product Level Up palette too. But I'm definitely going to be able to get this one out relatively quickly, I think. So yeah, that is the first shade rolling in. And again, that is Queen from our Metropolis palette. And then for that blue shadow shimmer, is this one right here, which is probably one of my favorite blues in my collection. And I just realized it's not, doesn't quite match my nails, but it gives a similar vibe. But the shadow that I decided to go with is one of my Clear shadows again, because I thought about this one straight away, because again, it is one of my favorite blues in my collection, and it's one that I also love reaching for in summer. And that is the shade right here, which is the shade Crown Jewel from their Vibrant Multichrome line. It is a beautiful, beautiful, vibrant kind of blue shadow with a green shift straight on. I'm trying to look at what shifts in here. It's like a green shift straight on that goes into more of a royal blue at an angle, and again, of course, it has that really, really vibrant base as well. But it's just super stunning, super reflective. It gives like a little bit of like an aqua vibe, which is why I think I like it so much in summer, because of that kind of gold shift running through it. But it's still keeping a lot of that really, really strong blue because of the more royal blue shift. So yeah, that is going to be the last shadow that I'm rolling in, and this one I'm expecting to only get my 15 users out of, not pan, because the Clear shadows are very, very difficult to pan on. So that is going to be the next and last shadow that I'm rolling in. So yeah, you guys, there are my two color stories. This is again for June, and this is my July color story. I'm really, really happy with the shades that I rolled in, and this one is like a perfect type of color story for summer, I think. These type of greens I usually love wearing in autumn, but this one is a little bit more vibrant, so I think it works quite nicely for summer. This is a beautiful kind of everyday shade. I can wear it like as a one and done shadow. This is going to be easy enough to reach for as a inner corner highlight, and then this blue will just scream summer to me. So I'm very, very excited with my choices. And yeah, I'm just looking at like that kind of blue shadow now at this angle, and it just looks like super turquoisey green, and it's stunning. I love that shadow so much. But yeah, that is going to be my update for my Pan Those eyeshadows for next month. I'm not sure what exactly I will be happy to have out, because I have quite a lot of uses left for a lot of these shades. I'm going to try to have out maybe at least one shade, but hopefully two. But again, we're just gonna have to see how it goes in the next month and what I will focus in on. But I'm gonna wrap up the video here. If you're doing your Pan Those eyeshadows, let me know how you're doing with your project down below. As always, I love hearing from you guys. If you post on YouTube, I have most likely already seen your updates, but if you post on Instagram or just do it in your own time, just let me know how you're doing, because it's fun, and I love reading your updates down below. I hope you have an amazing day as well, wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys!